Hello everybody, let us start with our today's class. Today we are going to learn about punctuations. Okay? So today we are going to learn about punctuation. We all know punctuation are marks which we use to show a stop in a sentence. Yes. So here punctuation means the right use of putting in points or stops in writing. Yes, so whenever we are using punctuation mark, it should be used rightly so that the message of the sentence is conveyed correctly. Okay, so there are various types of stops which we use in a sentence. For example, full stop or period. Yes, whenever we put full stop or period at the end of the sentence, that says us that this is the end of the sentence, and generally we use full stop or period at the end of a declarative sentence or an imperative sentence. Yes, and then comma is a short pause which we use in between the sentence. Yes, then semicolon is there, colon is there, question mark is there, exclamation mark is there, and other than these we also use dash, parenthesis, inverted commas or quotation marks as punctuation marks. Okay, so in our today's video we are going to see the usage of full stop or period and comma. So let us understand when to use punctuation mark. Okay, full stop or period, it is the greatest pause. Okay, so whenever we are using full stop or period, that is the greatest or biggest pause, okay, which separates one sentence from another. So whenever we are writing a story or a paragraph or a poem, we separate each sentence using a full stop. It is used to mark the end of declarative or an imperative sentence. Yes, as I already told you, we use full stop at the end of a declarative sentence or an imperative sentence. Okay, for example, I am going to play. So can you say this? I am going to play. This is a normal simple sentence. It is a declarative sentence and it is ending with the end mark which is known as full stop or period. Apart from this, we also use full stops for showing abbreviations. Abbreviations means short forms. For example, MBA. MBA is a short form for Masters of Business Administration. And then MP. Yes, it could be the full form of short form of Madhya Pradesh or Minister of Parliament. Okay, and now we are going to see how to use commas. So what are commas? Commas are shortest pause which are shown in between the sentence. And how is it used? There are various rules to use commas. We cannot put commas here and there according to our choice. Yes, there are some rules to use commas and we must follow those rules to give sense to our sentence. So the first one is to separate a series of words in the same construction. For example, if I say in my home there are many types of furnitures like dining table, sofa, table, tea table, cupboard, bed. Okay, so these are the examples I'm telling you. So each example would be separated with a comma to give sense to the sentence, as well as it will make the reader understand what we actually want to convey to him or her. Yes, to separate a series of words in the same construction as England, France, Italy formed an alliance. So can you see, after the name of each country we have placed a comma. Yes, to show that these are the names of the countries, and there are not only one but there are many names of countries in a series. England, comma, France, comma, Italy, comma, formed an alliance. He wrote his exercise neatly, quickly and correctly. Okay, so how he wrote his exercise, there are many qualities given in it. The exercise was neat, quick, as well as it was correct. Okay, so when we are showing a series of sentences, at the beginning we should place comma, and before the end sentence we should put a we should use the word and, that is conjunction. Okay, he wrote his exercise neatly, quickly and correctly. I like to play football, cricket and basketball. So like this we can frame the sentence using comma as well as conjunctions. Okay, so here there is something which we should note. Comma is not placed before any word preceding with and. So in this sentence, in our second sentence, he wrote his exercise neatly, quickly and correctly. So as we have used and here, so we have not used a comma before the word correctly. Okay, so whenever we are using and, there shouldn't be any comma before the preceding word. Understood? Then to separate each pair of words connected by and, okay, so if there are some words which are connected by and, we should separate it by a comma, that is pair of words. Okay, we should be devoted and humble, cheerful and serene. So in this sentence there are two pair of sentences, two pair of words. So can you find them? Yes, they are devoted and humble, cheerful and serene. Yes, so we have got two pair of words and we have separated them using a comma. Okay, so we should be devoted and humble, cheerful and serene. So if we read it without any pause, it won't make sense. If we read it like this, we should be devoted and humble, cheerful and serene. Yes, this does not sounds good without a pause. But if we put a pause, it sounds good, isn't it? We should be devoted and humble, cheerful and serene. Okay, and the next sentence is high and low, rich and poor, wise and foolish must all die. So here we have got three pair of words. Okay, so that is why we have separated each pair using a comma, so that whenever we are reading it, there should be a small pause and the reader would understand the meaning. Okay, so high and low, rich and poor, wise and foolish must all die. Okay, after nominative absolute, as okay, so when there are two sentences in a sentence, we can separate it using a comma. Like this done, she returned to the old man with a lovely smile on her face. Okay, and the next sentence, the wind being favorable, the squadron sailed. So both of these the wind being favorable, here we have we can form a separate sentence of this, like the wind being favorable, full stop, the squadron sailed. So we can make it make these two as two sentences, two separate sentences, but we have joined two sentences to make it as one, and we have used a comma in between to connect it. Yes, the wind being favorable, the squadron sailed. Again, the fourth one, to mark off a noun or phrase in apposition as placing side by side. Okay, so here for example, Milton, the great English poet, was blind. Okay, so here Milton is the name of the poet. Again we are addressing him just after his name, Milton, the great English poet. So Milton is noun, the great English poet is phrase in apposition. So that is why we have just separated it using a comma. Okay, so when the reader is reading, he will just pause here for a short time, like Milton, the great English poet, was blind. Next, Pandit Nehru, the first Prime Minister of India. Yes, Pandit Nehru is name of the minister, and again we are addressing him as the first minister of India. So this is phrase in apposition. So that is why we have used a comma here. Died in 1964. Pandit Nehru, the first Prime Minister of India, died in 1964. Okay. Next rule. To mark off words used in addressing people. Okay, we generally address people by using a title or by using their name. So whenever we are using we are addressing people, we should put a comma before or after the address. Okay, so how are you, Mohan? So here we are asking a boy, how are you, and the boy's name is Mohan. So we are addressing the boy using his name, Mohan. So that is why how are you, after this we have put a comma and then we have wrote the addressing word, that is Mohan. How are you, Mohan? Okay. Lord of the universe, again this is the this is how we are addressing God. Okay, and that is why we have used a comma after this. Lord of the universe, shield us and guide us. Okay, so when there is a small pause in between the sentence, in that place the sentence makes a proper sense when we read it. Lord of the universe, shield us and guide us. Okay, before and after words, phrases or clauses let into the body of a sentence, as we also use comma before and after words, phrases or clauses which are there in the body of a sentence. He did not, however, gain his object. So can you see, we have used however here and we have used commas both before and after it. Okay, it is mind after all which does the work of the world. Again, it is mind after all, it is the phrase which we are using, and that is why we have just used a comma to put a small pause here. It is mind after all which does the work of the world. To indicate the omission of a word, especially a verb, as Rama received a Parker pen, Harry a watch. Okay, so again Rama received a Parker pen. Here we have the full sentence, but after the semicolon, whichever sentence is there, we have omitted the word. Okay, but then we have used a comma after the addressing word to make it a sense. So Rama received a Parker pen, Harry a watch. He was a Brahmin, she a Rajput. Okay, then to separate short coordinated clause in compound sentences. Okay, compound sentence means two sentences joined together to form one. So again here in the example, the way was long, the wind was cold. Okay, so if we separate these two sentences, both of these sentence makes a complete sense and we can make it as two separate sentences, isn't it? But here we have wrote both the sentences together in one sentence and we have put a small pause using comma to give sense to the sentence. Okay, the way was long, the wind was cold. The rains descended and the floods came. So here there is something to note. When there is conjunction, the comma is sometimes omitted. Conjunctions like and or but, while, all these are conjunctions. So when we are using conjunctions, at that point of time commas are omitted. Sometimes we do add two sentences using conjunctions, isn't it? He came and saw me. So here, as we have used conjunctions, so we have not used comma. Then, to mark of direct quotation from the rest of the sentence. So this we all know that when we are when we are using quotation in our sentence, it should be in inverted commas, or when we are writing the exact words told by a person, that point of time also we use quotation marks. Okay, so he said to his disciples, okay, watch and pray. So watch and pray is the quotation. So he said to his disciples, we have put a comma here to give a small pause here. Watch and pray. Go then, said the ant, and dance winter away. So this is also a quotation, and we have separated it from the subject of the sentence by using a comma. Okay, go then, said the ant, and dance winter away. Before certain coordinative conjunctions, as to act thus is not wisdom but folly. So but again here is a conjunction. Okay, so before but we are using comma, because to act thus is not wisdom but folly, to just make it a sense, to give it a sense. Otherwise we could have written it like, to act thus is not wisdom but to act thus is folly. We could have written, we should have written the whole sentence if we are using conjunction, but we have used comma here, so it makes sense. To act thus is not wisdom but folly. Okay, so till here we have learned about commas, how to use commas, and I want you to go through this video again and again so that you will be clear on usage of commas. And in our next class we are going to learn about other quotation marks as well. Okay, I hope you liked the video, and I wish you will subscribe it and also like it, and also share to other people who wants to learn. My aim is to educate more and more people and give quality education to them. So please share it with your friends and people you know, so that they can also understand and learn English. Thank you.